Hello.
Addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? Taste of the Sam on the ride.
My name is Kylan and I am the Bitcoin princess. Today we're going to talk about how to buy Bitcoin. Anybody and everybody can buy Bitcoin. Your grandma, your toddler, anybody that knows how to work a computer or phone or tablet and has money, they can buy it. But before we get started on that, it is Wine Wednesday, so we're going to talk about the wine that we are drinking today. So right here, I have this F. Stephen Miller Pinot Grigio. And this was made this was made in California. It's sweet, but it's crisp. It's a really nice drink. Honestly, it's still daylight outside, so we're drinking white wine today. I love a good cab, but since it's still daylight, we're still using the natural sun to make this video, we're drinking white wine. And yes, I have already drank half of this. It is Wine Wednesdays, after all. We're gonna go ahead and pour ourselves. We're gonna fill this glass up, not all the way, like to like a normal, classy amount that's like socially acceptable for, I mean, that's probably a little much, but we're gonna start with a little article that I think is just a good way to start us off. It's this is from Money Under 30, which is obviously me. I'm 23, so we're gonna start here. And I'm gonna read this for you guys so you guys don't have to. We're gonna paraphrase it, just read the interesting stuff. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is decentralized. That basically means no government or central bank controls the supply. That's important. That means no one can add more Bitcoin, no one can create more Bitcoin, especially in this time when the government was printing trillions of dollars to get us out of this coronavirus stuff. Centralized basically means no one can change the supply of how much there is, which is the cause of inflation. So it's also digital. So it's a online currency and a, you know, like an internet money versus being a like a fiat paper money, like a tangible money. It's digital, like basically everything else in this time that we live in. Also pseudo-anonymous. So I think this is important to note. A lot of people say Bitcoin offers a lot of anonymity. Bitcoin is tied to a wallet versus like a personal ID. So like with your bank account, it's tied to your name, but with Bitcoin, it's tied to a wallet ID. So it is more anonymous versus other forms of money or currency. No, Bitcoin isn't actually completely anonymous. Like super talented hackers and government agencies, they can track pretty much anything, including Bitcoin. So that means that although Bitcoin transactions are randomly transmitted over the peer-to-peer network, making it seemingly anonymous, it doesn't always hold up to be exactly anonymous. You can still track things, track where they're going, even though that wallet may not have a name to it, someone eventually is going to move it so they can use it. And then it becomes less anonymous, right? If you guys want me to get more into that, comment below. I can talk about it all day long, especially with a glass of wine in my hand. Multiple ways you can use exchanges. You can mine Bitcoin. Mining is essentially meaning you're keeping the system going, so you're getting paid out in Bitcoin for keeping the system going. It is expensive. It is meant for people who I would say are like technically savvy. They know how to program. They're pretty good at math. I will try to link a video that talks more about mining from somebody who actually knows how to talk about mining. But if you're not somebody who's really into programming, you're not somebody who is amazing at math, you're not somebody who's extremely technically savvy, meaning you could like take a computer apart and put it back together again, the rest of this video is for you. Exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up on my cell phone and we're going to get into it. So we're gonna start with the most popular. Here, let's back out of that. And the screen looks like this. You're gonna see a bunch of different coins there. I would say that I wouldn't even like think about the other different coins. Like you know how we were saying earlier, being decentralized is the most important and amazing aspect of why Bitcoin is so efficient and does what it does. most of these coins on here are not decentralized. They have owners. I've heard stories of coins being shut down. If you can shut it down, it's not decentralized. That means there's a centralized unit able to like press the button and turn it off. Bitcoin's decentralized, so that means no one can turn it off. No one has control over it. No one can make more. No one can do, no one, which means no inflation. So you'll have a multitude of different coins that you can look at here. The only one I would say is remotely useful is this Monero coin. That's because it is a privacy coin. As we talked about earlier, Bitcoin is not 100% private, and Monero adds a layer of privacy to what, if you're trying to be more private in your spending, Monero adds another level of privacy to your Bitcoin. I would never ever suggest storing value in Monero for a long period of time, but if you're wanting to transfer and then transfer back into Bitcoin, it will add another layer of privacy. That's the only one that has any sort of use on here. Click on the Bitcoin and buy $1,000, preview buy, and then you can go ahead and buy now. I'm not gonna buy it right now because I'm just demonstrating, but you bought Bitcoin using Coinbase. So we're gonna go into some other platforms here. That's the most popular one, but my actual favorite one we're gonna talk about is Cash App. Cash App is so user-friendly. So we're gonna go to this main screen here, and there's like a little squiggly line, and this is recording so we don't see it all, but there's a squiggly line, and we're gonna go type tap Bitcoin. So there's stocks, you can go in and you can buy, like $1 worth of Apple if you want or whatever. You can also go in here and click Bitcoin, and it'll take you to Bitcoin, and you can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy up to about 10 grand worth of Bitcoin right there. One reason why Cash App is my favorite is because there is a level of security there. If Cash App messes up or Cash App gets hacked and you lose your Bitcoin and whatever, Cash App will give it back to you. That's the beauty of Cash App. There are some exchanges who don't offer that much security, but since Cash App does act as a bank, they do offer that security, which is beautiful. So love that about Cash App. So we're going to go into Robinhood, which is another platform in which I think is really great for buying Bitcoin. And you can go into Robinhood and you can go down to cryptocurrencies. You can see Bitcoin, and you can buy Bitcoin just right there off of Robinhood, and you can you review it, and then you can swipe up to submit, and then get that order. I don't really necessarily mean to do that, but I guess we just did that. We just bought some Bitcoin. Buy your Bitcoin. You can either leave it in those exchanges, which a lot of people would not suggest. You can also put it into a warm wallet, and this is where I would, for anybody who's starting out in Bitcoin, starting with warm wallets is a great easy way to start. So you can go into Jax here. This is technically a hot wallet or a warm wallet, meaning it's connected to the internet. Another one is Blockfolios. You can store your Bitcoin here. What's interesting about this is you can also connect to different exchanges like Coinbase. You can also buy and sell here, transfer all sorts of things from Blockfolio. But I would not say it is as user-friendly as Cash App, just because there's so many different buttons and things to click on. They have cold wallets. One that I will show you guys is Ballet. Ballet is a cold wallet. I actually got introduced to Ballet at Unconfiscatable with Tonebase. I think they're just a really cool company. Your private keys and your address never actually come into contact with each other until you receive them. So I think Ballet is definitely one of the ones to look into, especially if you're just starting out or you're trying to get somebody into Bitcoin and you want to give them a little bit of Bitcoin. Ballet is perfect for that. As you get more advanced, you can go, into more complex cold wallets. So just remember, Bitcoin is volatile. Only invest what you can afford to invest. I would never suggest anybody using their credit card to buy Bitcoin. There are platforms in which you can do that. I've seen that. I've heard horror stories. Only invest, money that you can afford to actually invest in Bitcoin. And as always, remember, Bitcoin is king. My name is Kylan. I will see you on Friday for Fleeky Friday, and we're gonna talk about my skincare routine, what I do to make sure my face is ready to go in the morning and glowing. And remember, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Thank you guys so much. My toxic subjects, you are dismissed.
Addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic?